So what I'd like to do now is go over my first trade from this week. This was a D2 entry on EuroCAD. Now, here at ASFX, we teach three strategies, the A1, the D1, and the D2. They are specifically applied to Forex pairs, but over time, we've been able to apply them into indices, into stocks, into crypto as well. You could, I'm sure, apply this into futures, and I'm sure you could do the same thing somewhat with options. Of course, each market has its own nuance, but these systems are technically based. So since the Forex market is a very technically driven market, technical analysis is where you should be most focused if you're looking to be an active trader here in the Forex space. Now, with this trade that I'm going to show you on EuroCAD, this is one of the three strategies that we teach. This is called a D2 entry. These D2 trades are what we call reversal trades, contrarian trades, meaning we're either calling a bottom because we've got a level set in that we're trading off of, or we're calling a top at the same thing. We've got a level set in, maybe at high of week, maybe at the 800 EMA, something like that, and we're trading off of that significant level. Compare this D2 trade to other trade recaps that you probably have seen more of, where I do A1 and D1 entries. Those are two very similar entries. You're going to see that in a few minutes when we go over GU. Those entries are in trend, breakout, and pullback entries. So they're much different versus being contrarian, but all three have precise rules for entry, precise rules for exit, exactly how you should be managing the trade is detailed, how to position size yourself into these trades, how to grade these trades, how to spot them before they present. All of that is explained in the courses, which are 50% off right now for this Black Friday sale, which is crazy. I'm going to put a link in the description. Link is in the live chat. Make sure you guys take care of that if you're interested in learning how to trade three proprietary entry and exit systems like this. So let me show you. This was the setup yesterday. It was Monday the 22nd. Now, the first thing you see if you trade ASFX or if you've been watching my videos, the first thing you'll see is that market sentiment here on the TDI was actually bearish yesterday. It was under the 50 value, which is that dotted line right here in the middle. If I move my head, you'll see the 50 right here. So it's under that 50 value, which tells us that we're in that sell zone, meaning we would want to be short biased. So a lot of people in the group chat yesterday were looking for short entries here off the 50 EMA. But if you do further analysis, as we teach in the course, you would want to go back to Friday and draw this divergence from this RSI low into today's price action low. You'll see that that RSI is rising and price action is falling. When they're different, that's divergence. When the RSI is rising, we call that bullish divergence. We also want to go in and box off Friday's low right here as a support zone that overnight you can see held above, held above, held above, held above. So any short trades, we would be trading into resistance at Friday's low and into resistance at the divergence line. So right there, both of those two things would keep me from getting short until we're underneath that significant level. Now, as the morning developed, I did the stream. I had a couple of calls with James and for the Black Shirt Club. And then we started to see this break through the 50, which is this blue EMA, break through the 50 and start to see this RSI rise. Now, this is where the D2 entry comes into play, only because we're getting multiple breaks of the 50 and we're getting higher lows off that divergence structure, off that Friday's low level. So we have a place to put a stop loss. We're, of course, in a situation like this, taking account the 200 EMA, but we're trading this ideally up to this dark blue 800 EMA. So from when I took the position here at about 10:30 New York time yesterday, you can see it moves up to the 200, kind of pins it, pulls back a little bit, which is expected. But if you notice, now as it's breaking through the 200, all I had to do was watch the 8 EMA. With these D2 entries, as you wait and you get in like I did when the 8 and 21 EMAs cross in your direction, you just want it to hold that yellow 8 EMA. And look at how well it holds that 8 EMA. Through the 200, then back down to the 200. Right there in that first pop, giving you about 1.2 R. So not what I was fully looking for, but still a nice little pop. Then, as the day goes on, didn't lock my stop, didn't do anything too crazy with it. I knew it could retest the entry. I gave it time, and overnight, as we moved into the Asian session, you start to see this thing really pick up towards that 800 EMA right here. Watch this thing start to lift, and that's when we got take profit hit here at about 40 pips from the original entry, almost 2R. Now, I woke up in the middle of the night, closed some of the trade as it was on his way to the 800, got, like I said, the take profit hit here at the 800, and then, of course, woke up for real this morning, and saw it went a lot higher. And that's typically what you're going to find, guys, is you're not often going to be able to catch all of every move. But the process with this D2 system is to give you the divergence, give you the significant level that we trade off of, give you a proper entry signal with a proper stop loss, and then it's your job to come in, make sure everything else fits the checklist, make sure the risk reward is good, and then be patient because you're trading a reversal trade. They're not going to just always rip in your direction. It's not like an in-trend breakout. So you've got to be patient. But if you can be, now I'm showing you here, this was a great trade. Now, I don't love trading overnight. I'll be honest with you guys. I woke up early, like I said, at like 2 in the morning to close some of this trade because I woke up, saw I was in profit, took half, and then let the other half get hit at take profit. And I think that kind of affects my performance today just because then I'm a little bit more tired. So I'm not a big fan of trading overnight. I'm trying to just get better with it. And that's why I share it with you guys so I can hopefully give you some motivation to push yourself, but also share with you my mistakes so that you don't make them. How do you trade EuroCAD? Bougie said, with it being so close to the 200, you just, like I said, you're trading the short-term shift. You're hoping it holds the 8, and you're looking for the 800, and you're being patient, using the divergence bottom as the stop loss, using Friday's low and now Monday's low, knowing that that's the significant level. This could rise all week off this level. So with more practice, Bougie to Goat, if you just take the courses, you'll understand a lot more. You'll understand how significant this level is. Cool. Does the daylight savings time affect ASFX strategies in the TradingView tools? No, does not. What about the Asian range? We were out of the Asian range. It broke out of the Asian range to the downside here multiple times, so that wasn't something we would care about. Any other questions here on the D2 trade? If we're good here, I'd like to go into the trade from today on GBP USD. Hit the thumbs up. Let me know you guys are good. Lindsay and Dennis, I appreciate you guys complimenting my flexibility in the chat. Thank you. I'm trying my best. You'll see more flexibility here in a second. Let me show you what I did on GU.